Chapter 207. Kim's expression darkened at once. Why would I even bother keeping you around if you can't even get her to say yes? All right. I know what to do. Kim's assistant broke out into a sweat, nodding profusely before hurrying off. Kim smirked, taking another drag of her cigarette as her face took on another unreadable expression. Joy Corp and Cape International were neck and neck in the current battle over the commercial district. Kim had thought that Joy Corp would be able to take over Willow Corp for sure with how powerful they were, only to have Cape step in and stop them from doing so, and even fighting back. To everyone's surprise, Joy Corp's internal system had been shaken by this. As the CEO, there was no way Kim would let this persist. She sent out a series of orders, and both parties came up with insurmountable amounts of money to buy over Willow Corp's control. However, Willow Corp had stated that they were going to Cape International, and that was final. Kim's efforts of bribing some people to hand over their shares in Willow Corp were in vain. As if right on cue, Cape International got into trouble. Upon finding out, Kim took action immediately and made sure the situation blew up as much as it could. Cape would be busy with damage control, and their reputation would be tarnished as well. This was undoubtedly a good turn for Joy Corp. Kim also knew that Sherry would not be any match for Cape International on her own. If Cape were to respond, Sherry would be arrested at once and the situation would blow over. Thus, Kim gave Sherry a little help for her to keep going and create more and more problems for Cape. The worse things got, the more damage Cape's reputation would suffer. Kim would be able to use this to gain the upper hand over Cape, taking them down and winning the battle. The thought made her smile in delight. She had her assistant pour her a glass of whiskey and took a good long sip. Over in Wilbur's house, a little over an hour after he had made the call to Elsa, she called him back to report that the Beetle was at the mechanics. The footage from the camera was said to be completely destroyed and irrecoverable when the traffic police showed up to retrieve it, and the only source of the footage was in Sherry's phone. Wilbur gave it some thought and hung up the phone. That's a little too much of a coincidence, isn't it? Faye could hardly believe it. Wilbur was a little frustrated. How could the camera have been destroyed just like that? A while later, Wilbur finally said, "I'll make a trip to the hospital myself. I'm pretty sure the girl wouldn't dare lie to my face. Have the authorities go with you. You can't do anything by force anyway if she refuses to hand the footage over. At least not with the authorities present," Faye suggested. Wilbur shook his head. "No, let's not scare the kid. I'll see what's happening here. The girl might have just made it as a rash decision. I'll talk to her." "All right. All the best." Faye smiled. Wilbur shrugged. He walked out of the house and saw Jose standing outside. "What are you doing here?" Wilbur asked. Jose said at once, "Sir, I failed at my task today. I'm so sorry." "It's fine. Don't worry about it." Wilbur got into his car and drove off.